thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Why I Love Flagler County, your local podcast spotlighting local businesses and local residents on why they love being a part of Flagler County. So today I'm super excited to have my guest, Miss Kelly, with us today. Kelly, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Macy. I've been looking forward to talking to you. This
Me
is my first podcast, so I'm
Oh, and then
excited.
we'll make it fun. We'll make it fun. I think you'll do a great job. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, thank
And then
you.
of course we have our guest off screen as well.
Yeah, so, my name is Tilly.
Tilly, awesome. Well,
Yes.
I'm super pleased that Tilly is with us today as well. So if
She'll
Tilly comes in and out, yes, we appreciate Tilly coming in and out. If it happens, we love Tilly.
Okay.
So Kelly, I'll let you kind of kick it off. And
Okay,
tell me a little bit about your journey coming here to Palm Coast, coming here to Flagler County.
sure. Sorry, I'm playing with the toy at the same time. So we lived in San Diego, California for most of my life. About 30 years I was there. And um, my husband and I met while working for animal control in San Diego County. So I was taking care of all the pets in the shelter, in the kennels, and he was an animal control officer. And so we met over 20 years ago that way. And we started a family, and his parents actually lived in Palm Coast. And he had some brothers in Orlando and stuff like that. So we would come to visit several times a year if we could. And we just loved Palm Coast. We loved how clean it was, how beautiful. We loved the beaches. And we always thought, "Oh, it would be so nice to be able to move somewhere definitely more affordable." And so we waited, a couple of years, and his parents were kind of pressuring us to move out here. So we finally bit the bullet, and we moved ourselves and our four children out to Florida and to Palm Coast. And we still say that was 10 years ago. We still say that that was the best decision we ever made as a family.
Oh
Uh,
wow, I'm so glad.
yeah, our
Oh,
youngest was going into first grade, and our oldest was going into her senior year. And actually, she was really excited about the move. And our second oldest was going into eighth grade. So those are big years, that you would think moving to a whole new state and starting over with friends and stuff would be really stressful. But I think that they were ready, you know, and our son was going into the fifth grade.
mhm.
So since then, our oldest daughter is now a school psychologist in Arizona. She went to Flagler, got her bachelor's degree there, then moved to Arizona to finish her master's degree. And then we have a daughter living in Jacksonville. I have a son that goes to UCF, and then my daughter is going to one of the local high schools. She's in 10th grade, and they've just thrived. It was just an amazing difference between, California is not the best educational
Sure.
system in the nation. So coming to Florida was a big difference for them that way too. They had a lot more opportunity here, and they've just really done well for themselves. They've really
Oh,
liked it. So
I'm so glad to hear that. And
yeah.
I did meet one of your daughters,
Yes,
if I'm not
yes,
mistaken.
yes. That
Yeah.
daughter, she came to our Bold Ladies event for February, and I love that she gets to see that there's so many women business owners in this community. It's just an amazing thing for her to see and experience firsthand.
Yeah. Well, my parents used to do that with me as well when I was younger. Like pretty much my entire childhood, I was always at a networking event. I was always talking to all those people. So I've been in her exact shoes.
Oh, that's
So
so
it was so lovely to see her as well. And it's really cool. And I hope she enjoyed it. I know there's all the raffles going on. There's so many, which are so
that,
cool.
that was fun.
Yeah. Oh, and we just like we were conveniently like us so you, me and my mom, and there was another mother daughter
Right. Yeah,
together at the table, and it's funny, none of us planned it, of course,
right.
but it's
I
one of
thought that
those
was
things.
cool too. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
love.
generational thing.
Yeah, it's so awesome to see, like you mentioned, so many women in business, but then I know there are just so many families in business too. And I think it really shows like how strong family is and that there's so many of us in the community that, love our family that in that sense to do this
Yeah,
huge step with them.
right.
Um, it's so, so great.
Yeah.
Uh, well, you have a really lovely business. I'd love for you to talk a little bit about what inspired you. I mean, of course, you have a huge love of pets and animals, and I can see that, of course. So, what inspired you to really, push full steam ahead and going into something new like this?
Okay, so when we first came out here, I started working for the state of Florida, and I was an operations manager for FDOT, and did that for about 5 years. Now, COVID was just over the horizon. It was just I didn't know it yet, but it was happening soon. And I had been already talking to my husband about going back to my animal roots. I wanted to maybe take a step back from managing people to working with pets again because that was something I always loved. I left that for a little while my kids were younger, and I always missed it. That was the only thing I ever wanted to do was work with animals in some way, shape, or form. So I thought, well, I felt like I really gave um, a lot to what I did as an operations manager. I gave it my all. I really turned some things around, and I felt like, you know what, I really did a good job here. Maybe it's time now to move on. So I started this business slowly, and then 2 months later, COVID happened. So I I started out, I got a lot of clients. I was booked for a few months out, and then suddenly everybody had to cancel vacations and everything, which, okay, that was fine. I needed to kind of just figure out, like, was this something that I could try to make into something successful enough to where it could pay the bills, I could have some freedom, being my own boss, etc. So um, it wasn't long after, honestly, people really did start to travel again, and the need was almost immediate. I mean, after those first like 2 or 3 months, then it was full steam ahead. There's been no stopping ever since then. This is
Oh,
several years ago. So I started solo, and then I quickly realized that I needed some help. So I brought a couple of people onto my team, and now fast forward a few years, we're up to 15 people.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It really is. Like, I never thought that it would just boom like that, but we really needed it. There's such a need
Right.
for pet care in Palm Coast. There's so many people who have pets. I mean, statistically, 60% of any population, in
Really?
any city in the US has a pet. So we are just serving a drop in the bucket. If those statistics hold true here, that means there's 60,000 people with pets in our community. We serve several hundred. So I mean, there's still so many more that are needed.
Yeah.
And we're continuing to grow. I'm continuing to look for more people to join our team, and I have no idea where this will end up. But we are professional pet sitters. We do this seriously. We
Yeah.
have education, we have training, we have continued education that we do to learn about specific, specialized topics that enable us to really dig deep into pet care and pet health. and make sure that we're providing an excellent service for our community. And if
Yeah.
not that, just being a resource, for a knowledge base that people can come to and get some information from.
Yeah. No, I'm so glad that you highlighted the training aspect of that because, of course, pet sitting, you're trusting such an important part of your life with another person. And I know your company, you guys, you take that seriously.
Yeah,
I just know so many people, everyone I know who has a pet, I mean, it's basically like another child for them, or it is their
it
child.
really is.
And it's a lot of care. And I know you take that seriously. I know a lot of pet sitters take that very seriously. So I
Mhm.
want to make sure that everyone knows that this is not just a can you watch my microwave for a few minutes. It's
Right.
it's it's a huge, huge honor. And I know you guys see it as an honor as well.
We do.
Um,
Yes, absolutely. We always say that too. It's an honor and a privilege, and we don't take that for granted.
yeah,
These are people are leaving their pets and their homes, two of their biggest assets, two of the biggest things that they care about, in our hands, and that's a
yeah,
huge responsibility. So, yeah, not only are we going to look after your pets and make sure that they're in excellent care, but your home as well. I mean, there could and there have been a number of things that have gone wrong, you know. So having somebody who knows what to do in the event of an emergency is really important too for
yeah.
people's peace of mind,
Of course. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I completely understand. Like I personally don't have any pets, but I feel like if I did, that's the level of feeling you have. I know I have so many friends who have pets like that. And I love
Yeah.
going over to their houses and hanging out with them, and seeing their lovely, cats
Yeah.
and dogs and people who have other things which are also super cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Kelly, thank you so much for sharing all of that. I think
You're
it's so,
welcome.
so important to know that that they can have someone like that to call on who takes that all very seriously, and I think that's all the peace of mind we need when it's something like this. Really quick before you wrap it up, we met at the Bold Ladies group. I'd love for you to know what else do you recommend for new people in the area? Maybe places they can go, events they can go to, groups they can join, anywhere to kind of get more active in the community, kind of put themselves out there.
Okay, so like what my family and I did when we first moved out here was we started volunteering, and we did for several years in a row the Intercoastal Waterway cleanup, and it's through
Oh,
City of Palm Coast, and it was really fun. They provide you with, the tools that you would need to pick up litter and stuff, and you pick a different waterway to go and clean up. And just we had a lot of fun as a family doing that, knowing we were doing something for our new community, and then going to the event afterwards was really fun to see the the city in action, their staff, the community coming together for a certain cause, and that feeling of community was really strong. So I would
yeah.
recommend volunteering, finding there's so many volunteer organizations out there. Definitely do that. I would say shop small, shop local, um, eat local.
Yes.
There's so many options that are here around us that are small businesses that you really help people, and then typically you get to meet the owners, and the people who work there are family, and it's just nice to know that you can help the community that way too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I definitely like the number one answer I get is to volunteer, get engaged with something like
Yes.
that. And I've loved hearing about all the different organizations that people just locally can volunteer with. You would think maybe, oh, there's maybe one or two main ones, but there are so many. Like I had never
There's a
heard of the Intracoastal Cleanup, but I absolutely love that. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing and letting me know
Yeah.
because
You're welcome.
I always need to keep your ear to the ground so we know what's going on and ways that we can help keep Flagler as lovely as we love it right now.
Yes. Yes.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate
You're
it.
very welcome.
Of
Thank you
course.
so much for having me. I
Oh, of
really
course.
enjoyed it
Oh, I'm
talking with
so glad.
I love seeing you and talking to you in person too. You're a joy.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that is so kind of you. I really, really appreciate that. And this has been a lot of
No,
fun. This is a really fun topic, I feel. A lot of people
okay.
love their pets. They love talking about them. So I know a lot of people are gonna love this episode. So thank you
Thank
again for your time. And
Yes,
of course, and to everyone listening, thank you so much as well. I really appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye.